Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to play the Greco Gambit, one of the most oldest traps. Before showing the Greco Gambit, if you haven't clicked on the red button right now, which is right down below the subscribe button, then subscribe right now. Let's start. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, and we go for the Italian with bishop C4. And after bishop to C5, you play the move C3. And after knight f6, white has a lot of moves. White can go just castle, can go d3, which is the Gico Pianissimo, or can play the move d4, which is going for the center attack. Well, now black wants to take this e4 pawn, but he can't, or else the bishop will lose. So e takes d4, c takes d4, and now black probably gives a check on b4, so that he can take the pawn. Well, before showing all this, you might be confused. What if black just goes back with bishop to b6? Well, then you have this move. D takes c5, knight takes e4, and the amazing move queen to d5 wins on the spot. There is nothing black can do because the knights attack and they are threatening to mate. Knight g5 doesn't work because of bishop takes g5. And if black tries to be smart and plays move bishop takes f2, well, then there's nothing because we can just go king to e2 and there's nothing. And after black castles, we can just pick up this knight and white is just a piece up in the open. Well, thus black takes, and after bishop b4, now white has a lot of moves. You can go bishop d2, knight c3, knight d2. The best move here is knight to c3. Well, yes, black can actually take the pawn on e4 and can be a pawn up because we can't take because the knight is pinned. But this is the Greco Gambit, which gives us a lot of advantage. An aggressive play. So white castles, and now black has a decision to make. He captures the knight with the black knight or with the bishop. Well, what do you think? Well, most of the players have captured our knight with their black knight because they want to have their bishop remain. If they remain with two bishop pair, the bishop pair I mean, with two bishops, it's great for them. Thus knight takes e3 is the most popular move. Well, we're gonna take, and after bishop takes e3, there are a lot of moves white can play. Now there are popularly three variations. The best move here is bishop a3, which is the most popular and everyone plays it. But I'm gonna show you two more interesting and secret ways too. So after bishop a3, black might be tempted to just take this rook. Well, then you can just crush black with this move. Rook to e1 check. King can't move. If queen comes, then you just take it. And if knight e7, you have rook takes e7. If queen takes, then we just take the queen and white is just simply winning. And if the king moves, then we have this move. Rook takes f7. If king e8, then queen e2. Queen comes and we just take the queen and it's a mate. And if the king goes to g8, then you know it is simply rook takes g7 and a beautiful smothered mate. That's why in this position black can't just touch the rook. And in this position, if black tries something like d5, which is of course the best move, then we can just go bishop d5. And after bishop takes a1, this position is much better for white, as you can see in the eval bar, because white has a lot of aggressive play. It is almost 2-point advantage. We just need to comprise all the power. We have to play moves like rook e1, queen e2, knight g5, and we don't have to let this king castle. And if we achieve to do all these tasks, then simply the game will be over and white will be the winner. And if in this position black tries this sneaky move d6, well, then you can have rook c1, and after bishop to a5 you can play this move queen to a4, and black is losing. Well, if bishop to b6, then you have this move d5, and the knight is pinned and the knight strapped down. White is just a piece up. And if bishop to d7, because black thinks that if we take the bishop the knight takes, well, then we have d5, and wherever the knight moves it doesn't care. That's knight e5, we just take the bishop, and white is again simply a piece up. That's why in this position, the move bishop a3 is a killer. We have two other moves also. One of the moves up here is bishop takes f7, a crazy line by white. After king takes f7, we have queen to b3 check, and let's say king goes back to e8, then we have bishop to g5, almost trapping the queen. Queen has nowhere to go, thus black has only one option here, which is knight e7. Computer says in this position the best move is just to take the rook and just sack the queen. Because after knight e7, you can just simply take the bishop and the game is just over. You would be thinking why the game is over. I mean, black has survived, but the truth is that we are just going to play rook e1 and there's then nothing. If you see in the eval bar, it is more than 6 point advantage, which is decisive. And if black plays on knight d6, trying to go queen d7 and get out of the spin, then we simply have rook e1, and there is just nothing. The white just wins. That's why, guys, in this position, instead of bishop a3, you can also go for bishop takes f7. And now let's look at the last decisive move, which is queen to b3. In this position, the best move is d5. Now, most of the coaches and all say queen b3 is a nice move, but it doesn't work because of d5. Well, I want to show you a very secret way to imply in this. After d5, you can just take this pawn, and after castle, because in this position, if black tries to take the rook, then he's gone because of the move bishop takes f7. If king e7, then rook e1, and even we can also go for bishop g5. And if they go king f8, then we have the move bishop a3, and black has simply lost the game. Black can try the moves like rook knight e7, but then we have rook e1. You don't even have to take the bishop. You can just go on chop and chop, and it's just over. That's why in this position, the only move to survive is castle. But here we have this move. Bishop takes f7. After rook takes f7, it looks like, yes, white can just take the bishop and he's fine. Yes, the material is equal, but the advantage is all gone. And it's actually just 0.0. And black has just survived the apocalypse and he's completely fine. Well, then what's the move? Well, we have this surprising move. Knight to g5. And the rook is trapped. And if black thinks that, okay, you're going to take my rook, I'm going to take your rook, well, then he's simply gone because of the move. Queen takes f7. And after king h8, we have this move. Queen to h5. And black has simply lost the game because we are threatening mate. And if black tries something like h6 or bishop f5, it doesn't matter because we have knight f7, forking the queen and king. And at the end, white just gets the queen and just wins the game. And in this position, if black tries something like queen e7, then we can just take the rook. And after queen takes f7, we can take the bishop. And white is simply winning the game because white is just an exchanger. So guys, because of, you can see that queen b3 is also a playable move. Well, you guys now know that the power of the Greco Gambit. Greco Gambit can crush anybody. Well, now you'd be thinking, why does it is not popular in the Grandmaster level or the Master level? Well, because in this situation, the correct move is actually bishop takes e3, giving up the bishop pair. And after takes, black is like a bit better in this position because black plays the move d5. But it is also a playable position and computer gives a slight advantage to black, but it is completely playable for white. But now in this position also there's a trap. If black becomes greedy and take the free pawn, well then you have this move. Queen to e1, forking the knight and king. And after the king moves, you can just take the knight and again white is piece up. So guys, that is the reason why Greco Gambit is not popular at the highest level, but it is completely fine. Nevertheless, it's an amazing trick to try, and I'm sure most of your opponents at the beginner and intermediate level will go for knight takes e3. And even if they go for bishop takes e3, it doesn't matter. It's completely fine, and you have an aggressive position, and you have more deadlock pieces, so you can go for the game. So guys, that's all for today. I hope you liked the amazing and aggressive Greco Gambit. I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, be safe, be healthy, and keep watching incredible chess.